Now it's very important that you view some things in this lesson not on face value. Video 1 elements demonstrate the basic structure of the lesson as written. Video 2 expands on these basic structures with more advanced ideas and techniques. You'll learn not how just to play the lick as written, and though that may seem rather simple, you might say you know it, we're going to show you how to get some more ideas so you'll develop your own ideas, get a lot of great improvisational and rhythm guitar licks, and be able to stretch out the seeds that develop into big vines of ideas. So be sure to hang in to the end and go through each of these lessons. There's something to be gleaned on every one that'll help you be a better, well-rounded blues player for all the different blues styles. Now this particular tune is a shuffle, but one of the good things about this is that you're playing a bass line, then you're punctuating these horn-type kicks with a big block bar chord. In this shuffle feel, you have triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. All right, now a triplet would be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, because you want to use strict alternate picking. But in this case, you only have the 1/8 note coming in, then a triplet. So the picking on that little figure, which is always let 4 triplet, that's the way it occurs in a measure, would always be up, down, up, down. So you're starting off just E, G, E, G. Now your first finger will then be a guide. You're going to slide your index finger up, and you should be not on the tip of your index finger when you play that lick, but more on the pad. There's a thing called a hinge bar. If you hinge your bar where you're just touching over on the first string side of the fingerboard and you move up and down, you can actually just use the index finger DIP joint. You see how I'm not moving a whole lot. Then when you slide up, you're already in place, so that guide bar gives you stability. So that's what I recommend on this. Then you play the A bar chord. Now those will both be downstrokes, even though it's 1, 2. Notice the right hand coming in to block, palm mute. So that's your 1 chord, the A. Now to set you up for the 4 chord, go to 3rd position, you play A, C, A, C, and notice what I'm doing. Before I even play the lick, I'm touching the A and the C notes. Don't have your fingers way up in the air and then try to grab the notes. That's inefficient. Practice touching the notes in a passage you're going to play. As many of the notes as possible to get your hand in one position to cover everything. And then you keep your fingers opened up. Now, the picking on this might give you a little bit of a problem. I'm going to give you a technical tip. The lick that fits the A chord occurred strictly on the 6th string, E, G, E, G. So from a right-hand standpoint, that's one of the easiest things to do with alternate picking, is just to stay on one string. Now, the licks for the D chord and the E chord will actually involve what I call valley picking, or some people call it inside picking. Because you're going to start with an upstroke on the 6th string, then you have to play a downstroke on the 5th string. Notice in the right-hand portion of the video, up on the 6th, down the 5th. If you reverse that, it'd be what I call hill picking. It's like you're going over a little hill, or outside picking. Now, you can try it both ways. I'm the kind of guy I want to know how to do it every possible way. So I encourage you to do it both ways, but don't have a weakness in your playing, a strength and a weakness. Get them both equally proficient in your hands. Then you move into the D chord. Now, I play 5th string major chords a lot of times using a 4th finger bar, hyperextending it. And it actually involves less motion because my 3rd finger just stays hovering right over the 6th string. I mean, I'm actually touching it, then I just move back. So see how I've got more fingers assigned to the notes, so I'm not moving as much. You can do it both ways. And that's the whole lick. Then you just move up for the E chord. There's your D. So this is an example of playing a bass line followed with a horn kick punctuation of a big block bar chord. I said that earlier. And that's a real important way for you to fatten up a tune. You're not getting in anybody's way because the song's crying out. It's just written, dot, 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 dot. That's part of the music. So what are you going to play over that? Anything else you play is going to obscure that bass line lick. So everybody in the band might play that unison lick. Then you play the chord. So there are a lot of variations you could do as far as the punctuation. The lick's pretty well written in stone. Now let's talk about some variations. Apply your variations on the punctuations, the chords. The lick stays put. Then play your... See how first time I just played the straight A chord. Then I put in this little move, A minor 7 to A7. Now, I suggest you start learning voicings of dominant family chords. This is a blues. So dominant family chords, which means 7s, 7/6s, 9s, 13s, and even 7-sharp 9s, which are altered. All kind of chords like that. There's an A7 sharp.